Dylan from KB Theory here with us, Sian and Beats. How are ya?
I'm great. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. We're good.
We are good.
It's a little bit cold. Is it cold over in Brisbane? Is that where you are?
Depends on your definition of cold. For someone like me, it is pretty cold. It's probably like 13 degrees.
Oh, mate, that's
cold.
pretty cold, I would
That's
say.
cold. Especially
In Australia? That is
that's
cold as.
Yeah, that's cold.
It's pretty darn cold, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's 21 here, I'm like, better get me jacket and jeans
25
on, you know?
degrees, I'm done. That's me inside
Yeah.
all day.
Bloody oath, Dylan. KB Theory, tell us a little bit about that. For our listeners who don't know, what kind of music do you guys make?
So we're a pop rock band from Brisbane, and, we're just making the kind of music that we want to hear, that we think people would be into, that we love listening to and love playing. Just four dudes that wanted to get together from, school and just write some catchy hits that, hopefully take us places.
Yeah, right. So you guys all met at school then?
Myself and Campbell, the bass player, we are in different years at Music Industry College, which is a school in Brisbane, in the Valley. He was the year below me.
Sounds fancy in the Valley.
Yeah, well, that's the opposite of fancy. He was the year below me. I didn't have much to do with him at school, actually, believe it or not.
Who was cooler? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Which one was the cool one?
Who was the popular one?
Who was the nerd?
Who was the cool one? Cam. Definitely not me. I was the quiet sound engineering student.
Well, I mean, at least you admit that, though.
Yeah, that's
most
good.
people would just say, I was
Me.
big kahuna,
Yeah,
obviously.
No, it definitely wasn't me. I didn't have much to do with Cam until after school, actually. The headmaster, what am I, like 1920s? The principal, he came to us and he's like, hey, my son has the band. Do you guys want to play some instruments in it? And I was like, I play guitar and sing in KB Theory, but I kind of always wanted to get into drumming. So he's like, we're looking for a drummer. Do you want to do it? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do it. So then Cam came in as the bass player, and we've been doing that on the side a little bit. It's kind of stopped now, but that's where I met Cam, through doing that. And then I asked him to join KB Theory after seeing how good he was in that band.
So speaking of KB Theory, what is KB Theory? That name, what's the KB?
I really like that name because everyone asks the question. It stands for the Kevin Bacon theory.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So
I see what you've done there.
if you know anything about Kevin Bacon, he was the guy that came up with the 6 degrees of separation. It's always a nice little name that people always ask the question, like, what does that really mean? And then they're always intrigued as to what it is because, KB Theory, it could really be anything. It could be like Korean barbecue theory. Like,
I mean, that would be equally as cool,
God.
I reckon.
Can you start telling people that that's what it is? I love that. I thought perhaps it was your names. Maybe someone was Kane and then you had a Brandon and you just chose the 2 best ones and called it KB Theory. The rest of you just lost
there
out.
was some thought that went into it. We definitely had a bit of thought that we put into it. It started out as, what were we? I think we were the 1%.
Oh, yeah.
Originally, like right at the start, like 3 years ago, before we actually started treating this as like an actual band.
Yeah, and the name is a huge part of it as well. And KB Theory is a good name. You see some terrible names out there.
Well, the reason we changed was because my dad's like, you realise that's a bikie gang? And we're like, oh, okay.
Whoops.
Can't associate ourselves with that, obviously.
So, yeah, no, we changed that. And then we went through like a heap of different names. And I was like, oh, what about like KS Theory? And my uncle was like, oh, like KB, KS? I'm like, did I get that right? I'm like, oh, no, it's meant to be chaos theory, but KS doesn't sound bad. So then I was like, okay, well, KS doesn't stand for anything. So what about KB? And then my dad's like, Kevin Bacon, the 6 degrees of separation. I was like, hey, that actually works.
Sure.
So, we've stuck with it ever since. And I feel like it's been treating us pretty well.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
KB Theory, it's pretty catchy. So just quickly, with your new single called Hope, how did that come together?
So this band has been around for about 4 years with me and Cam before the other guys came into it. They're a new addition. But I've been writing songs since I was back in school. So Hope was written in the last year of school, so 2014 for me. And, 4 years ago, I didn't have a whole lot going on in my life. That was about it. So I started writing songs. And at that current time, how everyone doesn't know where their life is going. And at that point in time, you're like, okay, well, I want to be like this world famous singer, or I want to be like something really cool that people look up to, but I don't know how to get there. So you know, I wrote a song basically saying like, you know, I'm sick of being an extra in my own life. I'm sick of being like a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. Like, this is my life. I want to make the best of it and be something that I am proud of and that everyone can look up to.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, in the famous words of Katy Perry, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? You know?
a lot of the time.
More often than not, you know?
Yeah. Very
Everyone's
relatable.
got those plastic bag moments.
So surely if we want to hear you live, are you guys playing a fair few gigs, and is there any chance that you will ever be coming to Perth?
We don't know. Like, we definitely plan on it.
It didn't sound hopeful just then, Dylan. No. If we have to, maybe in the future.
Give the man some
it's one of
time,
those
you know?
things where it's on the other side of the country, so it's hard to get there. But
Yeah.
we'd definitely love to come to Perth. But yeah, no, we got a heap of shows coming up for us in the Brisbane area.
That's all right. You can plug those. What if there could definitely be people listening in Brisbane?
I mean, not all our listeners are in Perth, so you know.
Yeah. You could be
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
There's someone listening right now in Brisbane. Like, shut up, hurry up, tell me where it is. You know?
All right. I'll plug them for all the 3 listeners that come to Brisbane. Yeah, so on the 17th of August, we're playing at the Flying Cock in the Valley with a band called Foxy Moron. Love all those guys. They've got some super catchy rock songs that I love listening to personally, so I'm excited to have those guys opening for us. It's the 17th at the Flying Cock is the single launch for Hope. So
Can you say the name of that bar one more time? The place?
the Flying Cock.
Ah, yes, I did hear you correctly then.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, mate. Yeah.
Obviously, we're 12 years old and we're not from Brisbane, so we haven't heard it
Don't
before.
worry, I've been saying
We're not
that
used
name
to it.
a lot, so we've gotten used to it. First time you hear it,
Yeah.
it's always funny.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
God, I'm embarrassed by us a little bit. But anyway, thank you so much, Dylan. We will be playing your new track, Hope, by KB Theory on Boom Radio. So
Wicked.
for those listening who are interested, we are playing it.
But before you go, where are your socials? What are they? Like, you got Instagram, Facebook, what's the go?
So we got Instagram, Facebook, Deezer, Ditto, Spotify. We're on all of those things. Find us on Facebook. We're just KB Theory Band or KB Theory. And same thing for Instagram and Spotify. So if you're keen to listen to any of our stuff, just head to those places and search our name.
Thank you so much, Dylan. We hope you have a wonderful time, and hopefully we'll be hearing more from you soon.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much for having me on the show.